This is probably one of the most liberating topics that we can talk about. But I want to start out with a question. And that question is, how authentic do you show up in your life? How authentic do you show up in your life? And a great litmus test of that is to find out how many conversations do you fantasize about in your head that never happened, right? How many things in your life do you show up in situations and then later go, man, I wish I wouldn't have said that, or why did I say that, or why did I say that, or whatever, right? Or I can't say that. That'll hurt somebody's feelings. How many times have we said that? But see, my friend, you living in your authentic truth of who you really are, this is where you're going to find your power. Now, this is in the context, obviously, of respecting other people, respecting yourself, being considerate, being compassionate. Those kinds of things are part of this equation, right? I mean, I'm not saying, well, you being your authentic self, your truthful self, is part of that, right? The more you love and appreciate who you are, you're going to more love and appreciate who other people are, right? And being authentic also means that I have blind spots, right? There's areas of my life that I don't even know that I don't know yet, right? And if somebody says something to me that I say and they interpret it differently than what I intended it, then it's my responsibility to really look at that, right? Being authentic with myself is also taking responsibility for how I show up. How do I show up? What is the container that I'm creating? What is the space that I'm creating? How do other people perceive me? Now, this isn't about getting all caught up in what they think of me. I'm one of those people that actually do care what other people think of me, but not in a narcissistic way. I care what they think of me because that's a reflection of who they are, not me, okay? So the more authentic you can be with you and with others, the more truthful and liberating your life is going to be. If you live in your truth, then the results are going to be what they're supposed to be. Otherwise, you are trying to control, because we can't control others. We think we can, but we are trying to control others so that we don't have to really face what we need to face within ourselves. Being authentic with ourselves is being rigorously honest with ourselves, right? And when we're rigorously honest with ourselves, I can be narcissistic. I have narcissistic traits. We all do. But see, most people aren't willing to look at that, right? There are times that I can say something in a very disrespectful way. If I'm in an unresourceful state, I'm human. I've embraced my humanity, right? And therefore I'm able to appreciate it in other people, right? I am human. I still have my days and moments where I'm off. And this is life mastery. Life mastery is something that you continually do every single day. It's a lifestyle, right? So, how authentic do you live in your life? And see, here's the other part of that. How much of your life do you spend controlling it so that you don't experience pain, right? That's not the authentic life. That is living from the past, okay? How many conversations do you want to have? See, in some of it, being authentic, being true to who you are, sometimes we don't do things because we don't have the tools to be able to do it. Communication is one of the most important tools that a human can ever develop. And there's lots of understanding when it comes to communication. Communication is just not articulating words effectively. It is not a high-level vocabulary. That is not effective communication. It's part of it, for sure, right? The more advanced vocabulary, the more specificity the words have. But if somebody isn't going to take the time to understand what those words mean, you're losing them, right? So effective communication is being able to communicate with the masses. It's just like my good mentor Jim Rohn says, communicate like a fifth grader can understand it, right? But see, being authentic with yourself is being able to admit there's areas that I have blind spots in. There's areas that I want to learn how to develop more and more, right? And then have you created an environment to get authentic feedback, which is even more important? Because if you're not getting authentic feedback, my friend, you are having many blind spots and people aren't sharing how you show up, right? But that's also as a reflection of how you're showing up, right? So learn to be authentic with yourself and then authentic with others, and the results will be what they're supposed to be. Hope you found this of value, my friend. And as always, live like your life depends on it, because it does.